So if you've planted spinach and you're like, what's the weed and what's the spinach? This is the spinach. It has very long cotyledons, probably some of the longest cotyledons. I guess carrots are a little bit thinner and longer. Well, no, they're not longer. They're a little bit thinner and maybe a little shorter, but these are quite long and relatively thin. And these are spinach plants. This is a weed. That, I think it's Galansoga. It's a little early to say. So I think that's Galansoga, and this is spinach. So if you're wondering what is a weed and what is the spinach, this is the spinach. Hello, I'm spinach. And so what we're going to do now is we are going to go in and we're going to weed the things that are in the row that are not spinach. So we have now eliminated the non-spinach in the row. So we do the macro weeding on with the hoe, and then we come in and we do the micro weeding in the actual rows. And then, because we are at the point where we not only have our seed leaves, we also have true leaves coming in, then these plants are big and strong enough that we know that most of them will probably survive. And so at this point, we can come in and thin. I know, did that like hurt your heart to pull that plant? I know for a lot of people, that's really, really hard. But if you are going to have healthy crops, you need to thin them. And this is just the initial thinning. Later on, we're going to do another thinning, and we're going to have much bigger spacing between the final plants. With spinach, I don't know, we'll probably do something like 5 inches, maybe 4 inches, or maybe 5 inches between the plants. But for now, we're just getting the plants far enough from each other that they're not actively causing problems with each other's growth. So somewhere between about an inch in between. This is a little less than an inch, but there's this big gap over here and this big gap over here. So I'll probably leave both of these. And these, the same thing. There's a gap over here and there's a gap over here. So I'm going to leave these two. But about an inch in between and not actively touching each other for that initial thinning.